Imagine a passenger traveling in a car at 50 miles per hour. The driver jams on the brakes for a sudden stop. What happens to that passenger when the brakes are applied? The same thing that to cargo in an aircraft. A sudden change of direction or speed in the aircraft moves the cargo in the same manner. So how do we prevent it from shifting? Today I'm going to talk to you about what is cargo restraint, the criteria of cargo restraint, and what devices we use for tie downing cargo. I'll start with what is cargo restraint. Cargo loaded in an aircraft is restrained so that it will not shift during any changes from high bank turns, takeoffs, and landings. Although the details vary from different types of cargo, and the basic principles of restraint do not change. To tie down cargo to prevent movement in all directions, install tie down devices to provide adequate restraint without overstressing the tie down fitting or damaging the cargo. Cargo tie down should be symmetrical, meaning that it's tied down evenly, versus unsymmetrical, which would look something like this. Cargo tie down that would be unsymmetrical, all the weight is put onto the shorter end of the tie down, which can result in failure, which can make the cargo shift around to damage the aircraft, if not worse, can be fatal. The second topic I want to discuss to you is the criteria of cargo restraint. The restraining criteria for cargo is based on the weight of the cargo and the force it imposes on it due to the change of motion. The force increases as a rate of change, and the motion increases are called G-forces. Primary restraint is minimal amount of restraint needed to keep cargo from moving in a specific direction. The directions of restraint you have are forward, aft, lateral, which is left and right, and vertical. So now that we know the directions of restraint, I'll tell you how to calculate it. Let's say we have cargo that weighs about 5,000 pounds. When calculating for forward, you have to take that 5,000 pounds and times it by 3, because 3 G's, so timesing by 3. This will give us 15,000 pounds that we have to restrain for forward. For the aft and lateral, we take that 5,000 pounds and we'll times it by 1.5. This will give us about 7,500 pounds for restraint. And for vertical, we take that 5,000 times it by 2, and that'll give us 10,000 pounds of the weight that we need to restrain. So after you have all those different types of weights, you look at it and you take the biggest weight you have, so that was 15,000 pounds, and you restrain all directions for that 15,000 pounds, just in case if anything happens. The third thing I want to talk to you about is the devices that we use. The MB1 is one of them. I couldn't bring the chains along with it because the chains are way too big, but this is MB1. You have the hook here, which hooks into a ring, and then you have the chain that goes right in here, and you snap this down, and then you put this latch down to lock it in place. To unlock it, it's just the reverse. You open it like so, it'll flip up, and the chain pops out. To tighten it down, there's a little arrow that says to tighten. You tighten it this way. To open up the threading, there's a little switch right here. You hold that down and spin it, and it'll make it longer. This is rated for 10,000 pounds of weight it can hold. The next one is an MB2. It's a lot bigger. It is rated for 25,000 pounds. Same concept. You got the hook here, which hooks into the ring. A bigger chain that snaps into place when you lock it down. To unlock it, same thing. You lift up, it'll pop up. Tighten it right here, and instead of that little switch here, you got a little bigger switch that you hold down and then spin it the other way. The other type of restraint that we use is we have cargo straps. These are rated for 5,000 pounds. You have a hook here that you'll hook into a ring or anywhere that you can hook onto. You'll pull the strap, or you'll connect it onto the other side. You'll pull this strap, tighten it down, and then you have this ratchet, and then you just ratchet it all down. And then the last thing we have is cargo nets, and they're extremely giant and bulky, and I didn't really know how to apply it, but the cargo net, here it is. It's on a pallet, and what it is it's 2 side nets and 1 top net. Now you can actually, it's rated to hold 10,000 pounds as well, but you can use the top net by itself, and up to a pallet of, I want to say it was 32 inches, and it can only hold 2,500 pounds, but you also need to use some straps for extra support. And then you can use 2 side nets if the cargo is not tall enough to use a full net set, and you use 7 straps, and that can hold down to 7,500 pounds. So today I went over with you of what cargo restraint, the criteria of cargo restraint, and what are some of the devices we use for tying down cargo. Just remember, when you're driving around with cargo in your vehicle, is it properly tied down?